Here we go. So we're live.
We're live.
How's it going, everybody?
What's up?
Hope you all watched Hard Knocks, because we're going to talk a lot about Hard Knocks.
Well, this is a Hard Knocks post-game show with Shooter and Stash, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking Hard Knocks tonight. Specifically because, as we all know, it is about our own, Tampa's own Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Easy for me to say.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say tonight.
So you can call the Stash spoiler alert tonight, because we're going to spoil everything. You can call me that, too.
I mean...
All right, we got to start it slow.
Watch it live.
We got to start it slow, though, so I can invite people in here.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, we could do a little bit of a recap over the first couple of weeks.
Well, let me ask you, because
our overall impression of the show so far.
We haven't really talked about it yet.
No, we actually haven't. Third season or third show into the 5-episode season, and
what do you think of the season so far? You've seen episode 1 and 2, and you watched 3 with me tonight.
Correct. That is all correct. And man, I'm really impressed overall. It's been a couple seasons since I watched the show, and I forget the overall production value of it. I just really enjoy. I've been psyched about the Bucs all postseason since the draft, even at the end of last season. I was really high on them. So it's cool to get the in-depth look behind the scenes and see some of the guys that are on the depth chart that you're probably not going to really see during the season, practice squad guys, but it's good stories, and that's cool. I like that.
Well, that's what I liked about tonight's episode is there were a lot of player involvement there.
Yeah.
And it started right off the bat.
Yep.
With who was the first one on there? Or it was like Jameis in the workouts first.
Yeah. First, still going through his drills, his rigorous drills, which it's always impressive to see the kind of stuff they do behind the scenes to all translate into game day.
I think he does all that on his own and gets up early. So
I think that's like his personal coach. I don't know if that's. I'm not sure if that was the quarterback's coach or if that was like his personal guy. But but yeah, it's impressive to see that stuff getting up, and they've said about him he's a 5:30 guy anyways. He always has been before everybody else. He's the first one at the facilities, Yeah.
So, and you heard one of the rookies, Fleming, talk about it.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to mimic Jameis and get up at the same time. He said he asked them that in their first workout. He asked him, what time he gets up, and he gets up every day that early. So but then it started with the players. Really after the workout session there.
Yeah.
Doug Martin away
riding his electric skateboard.
The electric skateboard. If you see, what would suck if he got hurt riding the electric skateboard.
But he was doing something else in the beginning, though. Or was that it?
No, that was it.
Yeah.
They showed him on his electric skateboard.
That's right. And they had Marpet out at Picnic Island, which I personally like, because I like Picnic Island's one of my spots. So,
do you ever see Ali Marpet there?
No, man. I know. That's crazy.
Playing the ukulele
out there, because that's cool, dude. That's one of the most beautiful spots in Tampa. So if you guys haven't ever been down to Picnic Island, that's definitely a spot you need to check out. Picnic Island's legit.
Yeah. So, and you might see Marpet there.
And it's got one of the best, disc golf course. Challenging and long, but one of the best disc golf courses in Tampa Bay as well. So, but yeah, that was definitely a cool thing to start off the show. It's like a little bit of a different tone from the first 2 episodes, like getting that kind of behind the scenes, personal look at the players instead of just on the field.
And they showed Mike Evans with, I guess, his wife, and then his baby FaceTime.
So that was all really cool.
Yeah, it was good to see a bunch of different players and not at practice for one.
Well, we see Mike Evans all the time, but
that's true.
But he should be on the I don't know who. You saw, what was it, last episode? It's episode 2. Where Corey was talking about number 3 is the franchise.
Yeah.
Number 13 is not far behind that, if you ask me.
Whoa!
I'm just saying.
Bold statement by the Stash.
He needs to stop dropping passes in the end zone, but
no, that's true. That's true.
Dropping passes in general, but he's almost as important to this franchise, I think, right now. So
yeah, Mike Evans is a beast. And you know what? I think his birthday's today. It was today or yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So happy birthday, Mike Evans.
Well, yesterday was Nikki's birthday. Well,
really?
Mrs. Stash's birthday was yesterday, so that's cool. I have to figure out if it was yesterday or today. She'll be cool. She'll be happy if it's same day.
Who else did they show? Quan at the barbershop.
Yep, getting his red touched up.
Yes. And there will be a little Quan in the week 1 animation.
I almost had a little spoiler, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's all we'll say. And there is some red.
There's definitely some red references.
Yeah, it took him to the barbershop.
Yeah,
or the salon. I don't know.
The saloon.
All right, so we won't say anything else about that. But you got to follow us on YouTube. We need a couple more YouTube
That's right.
followers.
We just need
and then we're gonna
a handful more, and we'll release it.
When we get to 100. For some reason, nobody wants to follow us on YouTube, but that's all right.
We hit 2,000.
We just want, what is it, like 7 more now,
yeah,
I think
it's 5 or 7, something like that.
And the reason why...
Over 2,000 on Facebook. We can't get 100 on
Yeah, but
on
the
YouTube.
reason why I want to get to 100 is because then you can have your own URL.
Right.
Like right now, our URL is like at least 26 different letters.
Yes.
Which is an entire alphabet
rearranged, jumbled up, that makes no sense to anybody, let alone the robot race.
Yeah.
So if we get to 100, we can do YouTube / Shooter and Stash, and then you'll be able to find us way easier.
No, I'm not going to call it that. I think I'm going to call it something else.
Well, for example,
thought of
right.
it yet. It's going to be good though. It's going to be completely different.
I like it.
You never know.
I like the way your brain works, obviously.
No more spoilers though.
No more spoilers.
How about some Hard Knocks spoilers?
Let's get back to the Hard Knocks, man. Because it's a little bit unfortunate if you guys watch the episode tonight what happened, because we had a guy looking maybe at a depth spot in the practice squad, maybe he'll make the team a little bit later in the season, the cornerback. And
well, that was kind of the main storyline of this whole episode.
Right.
Was Fleming, the cornerback, and like basically his battle. So he starts off at practice, or was he the guy that at the beginning they showed like a bunch of guys in the pool, and he was like saying he can't see underwater.
He can't swim because he can't. He won't learn how to swim because he can't see underwater. Right?
Yeah. So, All right. Yeah. So that's how I
try to teach him how to swim. Like if you're in Florida, you gotta learn how to swim, which I totally agree. But then that's whenever they went into his work ethic and his routine of working by himself out by the barn and waking up with
that
James.
Was crazy.
Yeah, man, his foot
ladder.
Yeah, dude, the foot ladder, man. Yeah,
the foot ladder. Oh my gosh, dude.
I mean, I've seen that be done a lot. I've been to camps before and like seen guys do it and whatnot. And dude, his foot speed is phenomenal. It was definitely crazy. He needed to learn. As you went on in the episode, you could see that he still needed to learn some playbook and recognition. But undrafted rookie, that's to be expected a little bit. But his raw skills are insane.
Yeah, and they were talking about him. They showed the coaches talking about him, and then they went to Jacksonville and followed him around at like the practices in Jacksonville, and he was not doing well. But it seemed they made it look like the whole team didn't do well.
And that kind of brings me into something about this whole season or this series is that I'm loving Dirk more and more every episode. Just the way he approaches football, the way he approaches the guys. We were talking about how they really still, I feel, are just a little bit immature and a little bit young. And, I mean, I understand you want to enjoy it while you're there, but it is still a job. And I think that they might need a little bit more maturity when they approach the game. But I think that's where Dirk has taken them. You know what I mean? I think we've had the main problem with the Bucs is the locker room has been way too hoorah, going all the way back to Raheem. You know what I mean? And now I think even though it's a young team, it's about time for some of these veterans to come in and Dirk to come in and kind of nip that in the bud and really be like, all right, you guys are men. You need to start acting like men and approach this as men. And I think he's really taking that approach with Jameis in particular. And I think you're really seeing, I think it's paying off a lot with Jameis. Because Jameis's leadership is very evident throughout this entire show. And I mean, obviously they're kind of trying to prop him up a little bit. I think it's kind of, what I mean?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Let alone with all the Gruden appearances.
That was one of my favorite parts, though, when they showed him do like that pregame. It was like a pregame speech with the centers and the quarterbacks, the Q's and C's.
Yes, the Q's and C's.
And as soon as it ended, I turned to you and I was like, that was good, but it was a little too long. And then a second afterwards, Fitzpatrick says the same
thing to Jameis. He's like, that rap, it was good. I love it. It was good. it's too long. Yeah, and I almost lost it because Stash was right on that one.
And then it was funny because not long after that, he had another like a pregame speech.
We can't rewind it. We can't rewind it. We can't rewind it.
But he started.
I'm gonna rewind it.
He started off saying like, "This is gonna be a
short and sweet.
It's gonna be a short one.
It was gonna be short and sweet. I'm thinking too long earlier.
I'm thinking no way. No. And then it goes into this whole like it might actually become a cartoon.
It's gonna have to because
rewind.
We have to also remember what Safu, right?
Yeah,
his name like the goat rescue.
Yes. Oh,
he started talking about his friends
how did
back
that
home.
Start?
He was talking about he had friends back home that rescued goats.
All right. So yeah.
So they were talking about
it's the quarterbacks
being rich or something. Yeah.
In the locker room.
In the locker room.
And they start talk with Jameis saying like, if she's got 4 goats, she's rich.
She's rich. They're talking about something else, and then she said she's got 4 goats. It's like she's got 4 goats. She's rich, and everybody cracked up, including me, because that's. Like country, that's something you're saying.
And that's
country.
what he said.
That's what he said. Like,
he said, "You're so
rich.
country."
It's country rich. So, but then they went on to say, find out that Sefu's friends or neighbors or whatever had rescued these goats, and Jameis did not find that believable that there was a goat rescue program in existence, which we immediately thought was hilarious because those of you that follow us and see our show. And our animations know that we already have a little bit of a tie with Jameis and goats.
Yeah.
So you might want to look out. A little spoiler alert. There might be a little cartoon coming about Jameis and rescuing some goats with Sefu. I don't know. I'm just saying that might happen. All
right. So,
that was a good
back
piece.
On track though.
Yeah.
They go to they show them at practices. Well, they were showing them in practices before that, and they were sucking in practices, and they were running gassers.
Yeah,
I don't think you're allowed to do to NFL players. I mean, they probably. I don't know. Probably pissed about that. I mean, everyone was running.
Yeah, everyone. So, but I mean, that's what I like about Dirk, and that's right when I made that note too. Is about how much I like the way he handles the team because, he doesn't let them slack off like it's. Just all fun and games, and if I don't feel like being here, I can take a day off. Yeah. He definitely makes them approach it as in it's a job, and you have to act like a man when you come here to do your job and be a man to do your job, and that's I kind of like that mentality in the locker room of guys that have this kind of potential and this kind of talent. So, right. So then they were not doing good here. Then they went to Jacksonville, and they were kind of dominating. The defense was dominating Jacksonville's guys, and the offensive line was doing well, but Jameis and the receivers weren't doing so well.
No.
And even Jackson was already starting to complain just a little bit about not getting enough touches on the football.
He's already talking about getting the rock in practice.
Yeah. But then in the game, it seemed like Jameis did a good job of spreading out the ball.
Yeah.
So...
it was funny, after that, they showed Jackson and Winston and McNichols of all the running backs in the hotel, and they were talking about the playbook, and they were even like lining up in the hotel room. Mm-hmm. So, I mean...
that goes back to what I'm talking about, the leadership that Jameis has, because after that, and I will give Jackson credit, because after he said something on the sideline, he went and talked to Jameis. And Jim is like, hey, that's just us getting our chemistry, sit down and figure out what your tendencies are, what my tendencies are. And that night they were in the hotel room, sitting down talking about it and trying to figure it out. So, again, that's the leadership I would say out of Jameis and an attitude out of Jackson that maybe he hasn't had in the past of being able to suck it up a little bit and go.
I mean, I don't know how they edited it, but you assume they made it look like that was after the game, right?
Yeah. Or after that practice. It was that
after
one
the practice
with the
before
Jets.
the game.
Before the game, right.
Yeah, and they had a pretty good game. Mm-hmm. But that's a good sign that they're going the extra mile to practice.
And really to communicate and get that vibe together, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, dude, the other thing I want to talk about specifically, like big time in the show, is Chris Baker. From the first 3 episodes, I just love Chris Baker. He just cracks me up so much. Between him completely trolling the kickers during their major, super important, kickoff to keep their job. He just trolls the shit out of them.
I think this was the breakout episode.
I totally agree.
Chris Baker.
Because first we had Brutal Baker. First we had Brutal Baker at the Jags in Tampa Bay practice, and he straight went hard on the Jags fans and was like,
yes.
At least you guys are going to win, 3 games this season?
Oh, my gosh.
It was so brutal.
It was so brutal. To the Jags fans.
All 12 of them. And, all 12 of them. But, yeah, but then, it cut to the guys that Joe McCoy went out and got food trucks, came out, and he sprung for everybody to have a good meal.
Yes, and this was probably the most disturbing scene.
A baby making baker
since the Guayo cut.
We got a baby making baker out of nowhere.
Yeah, some provocative pole dance, tree dance,
palm dance.
Yeah, palm dance. From Chris Baker.
Little baby, we go from Brutal Baker to baby making baker in one scene, and it's phenomenal. This guy is definitely HBO gold. I mean, he's amazing. He's phenomenal. So I can't wait for next week's episode to see who Baker just goes full ham on and just it's gonna be great. Well, supposedly the rookies talent competition is supposed to be in the next episode, and he's supposed to get trolled back.
Yeah,
they're supposed to troll him back.
They teased it, and I think we're both on the same page that they they took out the audio. They were doing a top 10 lists that you couldn't tell who was doing it, but he's like number one.
Number one is Chris Baker's never said no to, and they didn't say what it was, but the whole room just erupted. So
yeah, I wonder if they're gonna censor any of that stuff.
Yeah,
maybe they weren't gonna show it.
I don't know.
What a good show, though.
I gotta say, man, we talked about this before. Not just Hard Knocks, but HBO is just such good TV. I don't want to go
they know how to film
around, but
I did see a mistake though.
Well,
I don't know if it was a mistake, but early in the episode they played a clip of Cutter yelling at Quan Alexander
for the whole Jungle Jersey.
Yeah, and that was in the first episode.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So I don't know. Was that an HBO mistake?
They reused the stock footage.
Yeah, I mean it was a good clip. I actually mentioned it or wrote it down in my hotel notebook. No, I tweeted it because we didn't do a post game show for one because I was out of town. But you know who else was in this episode again? Chucky. The curse of Chucky. You can't get away from him.
I'm telling you, man. I love the guy. I definitely love the guy. But they got to get him away from $1 place, man. He's just got a curse that won't go away.
He wasn't there. He was with
but that was with the broadcast team, I know.
He was with ESPN.
And Rex Ryan.
And then Rex Ryan's there,
of all people, whoa.
And he's like, I've never had a quarterback
like
pissed
you.
Off, and I'm pissed.
Well, and then him and John go back and forth about who had the worst quarterbacks. And I'm sitting here dude, these are real guys you're talking about. They played for you assholes. So he's going to sit here and trash them on national TV. How terrible every quarterback you ever had was.
They don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
So does he work for ESPN now?
I guess he said he was a backup guy, so he's some kind of... Yeah.
That's funny. We got to somehow get him in. So he goes in at Gruden somehow, takes a coaching job mid-season. I
know LA might be available by week 6. Who knows?
I think it was pretty cool though because they always talk about how they have these meetings with the players. Mm-hmm. And you saw, it looked like it was in a hotel conference room. A bunch of all them at the table, and they talked to Jameis and they talked to Mike Evans. I think that was it.
I think that's all they showed was Jameis and Mike Evans. No, they talked to Jackson a little bit too. We froze.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Sorry for the...
Come on, Facebook.
Robots.
Get your stuff together.
So I still don't trust them.
All right, so...
It was cool to see him in those pre-game meetings with the broadcast guys. Some of the questions, things they talked about. That was cool to see as well.
Yeah. They talked about Doug Martin and his rehab.
Rehab.
They didn't go very deep into it.
No.
It was basically what like Doug Martin was just like, yeah, I feel so much better now. And
I'm a changed person. And I'm a veteran now.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's cool. Yeah, hopefully.
Works out.
Yeah. He looked good in the game. You know?
Yeah.
He got the touchdown.
There was a moment where like some kid was getting his autograph and the kid's like, I got you on my fantasy team. And he's like, oh, good. And I'm just thinking, come on, kid. He's out the first 3 weeks.
This guy, he's like, come on, Doug. Tell him, hey, I'm suspended for the first 3 weeks. Better, come on. Give the kid a little bit of advice here. Don't leave the kid hanging just because he's your fan.
All right, so we didn't go back to Fleming, did we?
Oh, no. So, yeah.
The ending with Fleming. And again, the episode ends with the player getting cut.
Yep.
I mean, what's up with that?
Well, I think that's kind of the theme. That's always kind of the theme of Hard Knocks is that it's the Hard Knocks of getting through training camp and making it to that final 53-man roster or the practice squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because there's guys on the roster right now that will be on the practice squad, but there are guys that aren't even going to be on the practice squad. Like, guys are getting cut now. They're not going to make the practice squad. So, but the thing with Fleming is that he had some kind of knee injury. They didn't really go into it. But they said it'd take about a month, so it must have been some kind of a sprain and not a tear, because if it was any kind of a tear, that'd be surgery and 4 to 6 months minimum of rehab, if not, 8 to 10. But unfortunately,
it was bad because he basically, he made a huge play in that Jacksonville game.
Right, basically last play of the game to win the game
while he was injured.
Yeah, on one leg.
So that was pretty amazing, but it sucks that he got cut. But that's the NFL.
Them's the breaks. Them's the knocks, and they were hard.
And he knew that too because he stayed in the game.
Yeah, and he played on the one that he had to, and
he'll
Dirk,
get another chance.
Dirk, and I think he's going to stay on the IR, and I'd be surprised if they don't let him rehab and let him get on their practice squad. And, what I mean? I don't think they'll buy him out.
And speaking of practice squad, Joe Dirt. He's got to make the practice
squad. He'll be on the practice squad.
He can't make the team, right?
I don't know what our depth is really that much at middle linebacker, man. I mean, he's 13 Mike right now. The coaches are all really high on him. If he can learn, I think it's probably at least one season on the practice squad for him just because he's, undrafted. And, I think he needs to meet. He played a lot of tackles in college, but I still think he needs to learn more about reading the offense on the fly in the NFL. You know, so
plus, I mean, he's in there against like third string, I think. But I mean, they showed him making plays,
man. So, he's trying to take that defense on the back when he's on his back when he's on the field, and that's what you want to see out of a guy like that in his position. As a middle linebacker. So. I think the guy's got a lot of potential as well. He's a guy I've been since week 1 of this show really excited about because you guys the Bucs haven't really had that kind of that middle linebacker identity, that presence that I think a good defense really needs to have in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got Quan Alexander.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that stuff is stepping up.
David. Right. They both looking real good. So,
right.
We'll see what happens. They play the Browns on Saturday.
Brownies.
That should be fun. I wish they played like a good team. Like Cincinnati was a good team.
We're playing the Bears.
Well, week 2. That's going to be interesting because I don't think Aguayo is going to make the Bears.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if Glennon's going to be the starter.
I don't know.
I'm really cheering for both those guys to be starters.
Right.
I mean, how great would it be to play Glennon? Because there were so many people that still wanted Glennon to start over Jameis for a while there. We'll see what happens. They play the Browns on Saturday. So, what else do we have? They did not talk about Game of Thrones.
No, that was pretty surprising. They did. Well, I mean, it was the eclipse, so they gave a little bit of. And they didn't say who that was. I didn't recognize him.
It ended on. Yeah, I didn't catch who it was. No team's a little better, but on the. Looking at the eclipse, and he's like, how long is it? And they're like, oh, it's over.
Like, oh, that's it.
That's it.
Like, this happens every year? Every 38. It's been 38 years since. Oh, well.
He tries again.
And then he thought it was the cicadas that come every 17 years.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't the best ending.
No, it was no Game of Thrones talk ending, which I'm
surprised they didn't go to Game of Thrones again.
HBO loves to whore themselves out, so.
Yeah. or some other show.
We know. Hey, we are all about things with self promotion. Trust me.
I heard Curb Your Enthusiasm's coming back. So surprised they didn't just like get them to talk about that.
Right.
Although I don't know if any of those players have seen that show because it's been gone for so long,
and they're all pretty young.
So that's it. Did anyone else out there watch Hard Knocks tonight? Have any favorite moments? What was your favorite moment, Stash?
That's a good question. There were so many good moments.
I'm gonna go with Chris Baker. Chris Baker was the highlight of the show.
I was just gonna say Baby Making Baker.
Yeah,
that's my favorite part of the show is Baby Making Baker. Break.
So we both agree on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. I think. I mean, that's the whole recap. We pretty much talked about the whole.
We pretty much gave you the whole episode in half the time.
Yeah. Definitely not as good a production value as HBO.
You're selling yourself short, bro.
But we like it that way. Where's my Wayne's World?
Who? What?
Wayne?
Oh, Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, no.
You're Garth. I'm Wayne.
Am I?
All right, so follow us on YouTube.
Please subscribe. We need like 7 or 8 or 3. I don't know, but just do it, please.
And you can follow me on at Shooty Shoots on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at TalkStash, and coming on the season, we'll be doing a lot more of that.